Welcome to today's show, Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess, passionate, inspirational speaker, author, poet, and entrepreneur. Good morning, and welcome to Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. Today is Wednesday, November 28th. I want to give a big thank you to those of you who are listening in today, and here's a great big shout out to all of you listening around the world. I'm delighted and so very grateful that you tuned in. I sure hope you're enjoying a fabulous day today and that you're having a fantastic week, because you know what? In the grand song of the universe, life is very, very short. It's short, sweet, and very precious. So I hope you're making a difference in your own life, because when you do, you also make a difference in somebody else's life. Now, a lot of folks want to make their life count for something, and they ask me, Dr. Gloria, how do you do that? Well, it's very simple, very simple. You make your life count day by day, step by step, moment by moment, every single day, 365, 24/7. That's what Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count is all about. You can learn more about Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count by visiting the Gloria Burgess website. That's GLORIA, B as in boy, URGESS.com. The Gloria Burgess website. Again, that's GLORIA, BURGESS.com, or by visiting Facebook, and that's Facebook.com/DR for Doctor, DRGLORIA, BURGESS/PHD/. Today, I want to share with you about one person's journey of discovering and coming into herself. When you think about it, we're all on the same journey, right? I know I am. Today, I have a very special guest, Hannah Nguyen, and she's going to share about her own journey of discovery and learning about herself and her self-identity. So, who is Hannah Nguyen? Well, she's an amazing person who is absolutely passionate about people and the power of education to change her own and others' lives. Hannah is a passionate, lifelong learner. She's also a trusted friend. I met Hannah almost 10 years ago. And if I had to choose just one word to describe her, I'd say that she is inspired. She's also a dedicated, loving spirit who has a heart for helping others. In her own words, she describes her journey thus: as coming into myself. Coming into myself. I just love that. Now, later in the show, Hannah will share what coming into myself means to her in terms of navigating cultural differences of her two worlds and her journey of seeking her self-identity. As you listen to Hannah's story, you will come to know her as a person who makes a difference in her own life, in her family, and in her community as she devotes herself to serving others. As I said earlier, to me, Hannah is very inspiring. When you hear her story, you'll learn why she's so fired up about making a difference, about making an impact on the world in this way. We are truly blessed to have her as one of our honored guests on my show. In many ways, in her love for people and serving others, Hannah pulls together many threads of what my own life and work are all about. In fact, you've heard me talk about these threads and themes on this show. These are the themes of gratitude, love, service, generosity, courage, compassion, hope, and possibility. Can I just tell you something? Hannah and I had a marvelous conversation, and I'm so excited to have this amazing, life-changing person with us today. This is going to be an incredible show. You don't want to miss a single word of it. So, grab your earbuds, put on your walking shoes, or grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee or a nice cool glass of water, wherever you are in the world, right? Pull up your footstool, relax in your favorite chair, and don't forget your pen and notepad, because you're going to want to take notes today. We're going to have a wonderful time. Okay? Now, before I jump into today's show, I just want to take a moment to welcome you. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Dr. Gloria. This is Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. I'd like to extend a special welcome to those of you who are joining my show, or if you're joining Talk Network Radio for the very first time. You are in for a real treat. I'm excited to have you listening in today, and I'm deeply honored that you've allowed me to be part of your day so you can be inspired by the ideas and resources to make your life count. Today's program is all about a journey of discovery, one person's journey of discovering and learning more about coming into herself, which will speak to every single one of us. Because you know what? Regardless of your age or culture or life circumstance, we're all on the same journey. I know part of your journey is a sense of responsibility to your family, stability certainly, and a sense of responsibility. Can you share a little bit about that, Hannah?
Yes. Responsibility. So I'm stepping backwards a little bit. I think that entered into my life this kind of very heavy slap in the face sense of responsibility came when I was barely a teenager, when I was 13 years old, and when Philip, my younger brother, came into our lives. As you can imagine, at that time we were still very new. English wasn't a strong suit for my parents, so both my older brother and I had a helping hand in raising our younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
And my sense of responsibility grew exponentially as he grows up and become of school age and started going to school. And that was when we were told by the school administration, his counselor, teachers, and nurses, and said that he shows signs of Asperger's syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And to my parents, especially to my mom, she was thinking, what does that even mean? To me, I was his parent, frequently visit the school and receiving feedback and reports from the school nurses and teachers about his social behavior and his ability to relate to his peers. And he also had speech therapy. He was slow to talk. At the age of 6, he was still speaking gibberish. And he also had ESL classes, so English as a second language. So there were many things going on for my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And the sense of responsibility in the head, it was all in the mind of making sure that he's okay at school and getting the support he needs. But more importantly, I carried him in my heart more than I ever expected for a sister to carry a younger brother or a younger sibling. I carried him in my heart when I hear things when teachers would say, yeah, we observed Philip during recess, and he would try to socialize with his peers, but then he quickly went off and talked to an adult, and then he'd just go off and sit by himself on the side curb. And that just broke my heart.
Mm. So at this time, you are, if your brother is 6, you're what, 19?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. This is quite a responsibility for you.
Yes. And at that time, being 19, I was 1 year into college.
Mm-hmm.
So my story here is a little bit of a jumble mumbo. But at that age, I was responsible for myself, too. I had to graduate. I wanted to. I didn't have to, but I wanted to because that cousin of mine is in my head. Be a good pupil. So I graduated from high school with a scholarship from the Gates Foundation. It was the Achiever Scholarship from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And I took that opportunity and I would not let it go. I said, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to college. And with the money that they're going to pay on my behalf, I am going to the best college that would fit me. So I chose to attend Seattle University. The campus is small. I wanted the intimacy. I wanted to be sure that I can learn. So all of this transition and the feeling that I was thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm actually going to college. And I don't often remember that I'm the first member in my family, and not even my nuclear family, in my wider family, the ones in Vietnam, the first one in the wider family to attend college. And I don't often remember that. So all of this was happening as I grow and I transition, while I carry my younger brother in my heart to make sure that he is supported and transitioning and growing himself in his own journey.
Yes. So you have your brother that you're carrying him in your heart. I love that you say it that way. I know you've shared a little bit about your journey with your brother with me before, and I really appreciate that you are sharing it with our listeners. Hannah, so are you in college and carrying your brother along the way, or does anything transition for you? Tell us a little bit more.
Yes, I was in college and I carried him along the way. I think at the time I carried him, and at the same time I tried to figure it out. Gosh, I'm here at Seattle University with almost a full ride. What am I going to study? And at first I was going down the nursing path, but I think the universe had it that I would miss a class. So then that would put me a quarter behind, and I didn't want to graduate a quarter late for whatever reason. So I decided I'm going to go to business school. I'm going to study. I'm going to work with numbers. I'm going to do finance. I'm going to do what makes sense for me. 1 + 1 = 2. That makes perfect sense right now in my life. I can't take anything else that doesn't equal to 2. Because I was still so worried for Philip. And he, at this point, had no worries in his life, to be honest. He was just coming into himself. He was very much a happy sunshine. Kids would sometimes make fun of him, and he would cry, but they would apologize, and he would be their friends again. So he holds no grudge, and he is just the most forgiving and loving person